myself a promise, I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff.
Good morning, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be working on the El Camino a little bit, and then we're going to finish off working on the C10. The El Camino, when I put the radio in, I think I have two wires that are crossed. So if I don't take the battery cable off, it kills the battery because the radio stays on. So I'm just going to go put the battery in that real fast, and then I go over and start working on the C10. I know I have to take the condenser out, and I'm going to try to get the engine out. Not sure if I'm going to be able to get the engine out, but if everything else goes pretty fast, I'm going to go ahead and get the engine out. Let's go. All right, putting the battery in the El Camino. It's been sitting for a while, so got to get it started. Everything on the El Camino still looks good. I got the carburetor just about adjusted good. Good throttle response. I think I'm gonna do is take this condenser out of here and put the condenser over here in it. They look to be about the same size, and that way I can keep the transmission cooler lines and all of that. So I'm gonna have to do that and move the battery tray from that side over to this side and get rid of this. Get rid of this purge canister and this. It has been raining a lot. As you can see, mud all around. So I've been limited with what I can do to the C10 outside. So I need to get I need to hurry up and get this engine pulled out so we can drop the engine into the C10 and then push it in the shop, and then that way I can finish a lot of stuff while it's in the shop. So today I think I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna make sure this condenser fit, and I'm gonna get this condenser out and get the compressor off the engine, which is, you can see right up in there. Try to get the compressor off the engine, disconnect the grounds, see if I can disconnect the dry shaft, and have the engine ready to pull out. That way I can get my dad or my brother to pull the engine out when I'm not here. At least that'll knock out a lot of that. So let me go ahead and get started. All right, so I really want to take this condenser and compressor off together without disconnecting it so I wouldn't lose any refrigerant, but that is impossible because it has to go through the dryer over there, and I just have to disconnect it. So I don't know what I was thinking about. So I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect it. Yes, I'm gonna lose some refrigerant, but it'll go faster with me just doing it this way and worry about recharging it at a later time. All right, so the condenser is out. I'm gonna go ahead and remove this transmission cooler also, because I think I'm gonna go ahead and reuse that also. I'm trying to reuse as much as possible to make this truck, the C10, as stock as possible, or stock looking as possible. Okay, got the transmission cooler disconnected. It's disconnected from the core support here, but I still got all the lines and stuff hooked up. So it shouldn't stop the engine from coming out since we're pulling the engine and the tranny together. So what I might do is get some cords or something and tie this up so when we pull it out, it don't get in the way. I think I have everything off of it now, ready for it to come out, minus a ground wire. So I'm going to go ahead and get that ground wire out and jack it up and take it off of these old wheels so I can get to the drive shaft in the back and disconnect that. Okay, so while I was removing some of the wires and tying them up, I decided if I remove that core support or the radiator support, we can pull the engine straight out through the front. So I'm going to look at either taking this off, core support on the top, or cutting it. And that way it'll free us up to where we can pull this engine straight out the front. And I think that'll be a lot easier. Okay, so I was trying to find a place to put the chain on the back of the engine, and I couldn't get behind the engine, so I thought about something. Right here, I got the chain wrapped around the manifold, and I got it attached to one of the bolts. So I think this should work for the back part of the engine. And on the front part of the engine, I'm actually using a bolt in the front of the head. So, and this is the chain that just on the engine so we can get the engine pulled out. All right, so for the front of the engine, like I was saying, I got this in the corner of the head. I'm gonna see, hopefully that should hold it. If not, then I'll go around the manifold, but hopefully that'll hold it. I might still go around the manifold right there just to take the pressure off of it. So I'll see. I'll let you know what I decide. Okay, so I figured out, I just went and put the chain in the right there in the corner of the head on that bolt. I wasn't sure if the bolt would go back far enough, but it did. It was deep enough to get a lot of threads in there, so I was able to get the chain in there. So now I'm about to cut this core support off. Okay, you got the core support cut out, and that's it right there. So everything's ready for it to come out now. I would like to take it off of the wheels, like I said earlier, and lower it down and possibly jack up the back so I can get the bolts out the back of the drive shaft. But it's just like I said, it's really wet up under there now, so I don't think I can get a jack to actually jack it up with all that mud down there. It's really soft, so I might just wait until I can get help with my dad. He should be home in a few, and we can just get the tractor and come over here, and that way we don't have to take it out. Yeah, so we don't have to take it off the wheels. We can just pull the engine straight out of it with it the way it is. So that's what I might do. All right, so I was in the process of cutting this core support off the bottom. And my battery went dead in my saw. But what I'm going to do is cut this core support off the bottom so that I can put over here. Just put it right down there on top of that. And that way my radiator would drop right into the location. And the only thing I have to do is make brackets for the top. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm letting my battery charge up now. So once that get charged, I'm going to go ahead and finish cutting out that core support. And my dad is back now, so he's going to get the tractor warmed up and bring the tractor over here so we can go ahead and get this engine pulled out. Okay, so the bottom core support is out. And now, just waiting to pull the engine out. Should come right out the front.
Got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we ain't got nothing to hide, we move forward like soldiers. You better wake up for the pay stub, or you'll pay up. Don't make love to the game, bruh, fuck the game up. Change up.
Okay, got the engine out, set on the ground, and I think this is going to be it for today. What I got to do now is get the engine cleaned up, get it painted, and then we'll be ready to at least set it down in the C10. But of course that ain't gonna happen in this video. So it came out with relatively no issues. I had to cut the fuel hoses. I forgot to get that. So you see right there, I had to cut those two off. And that was the only thing that was hanging up. And what it was, and what took so long, is the motor mounts was getting caught behind the actual steering rod. So we had to shift the engine over to the passenger side of the truck just to get it to clear the steering rod. But other than that, no broken wires. I didn't have to cut any wires. So when it goes back together, it should go back rather smooth, because just like I said, I didn't cut any wires. So all right, well, let me go ahead and get this engine wrapped up, because it's supposed to be raining over the next couple of days again. And let me go ahead and get this wrapped up so that it doesn't get water all in the computer and stuff. And I'll close out this video when I get back to the house. Just got back from working on the C10. I actually got the engine pulled out. I didn't think I was going to have the time to get the engine pulled out, so I was able to do that. You saw the El Camino in the video. Got a chance to put the El Camino in there for a little bit. But we finally got the engine out of the C10, or out of the Silverado, getting ready to go for the C10. I got to clean it up, take off some stuff, the manifolds and stuff, spray paint it, get it cleaned up, and then we're going to put it in the C10, and that way we can push the C10 in the shop, and I can work on it a little bit more if it rains. The rain has been holding me up for the last couple of weeks. It's been raining like every day or every weekend, so that's why I haven't had any C10 content. So thanks for watching. Click that subscribe button if you haven't. Turn that notification bell on, and I'll see you in the next video.